Here we go.
There we go.
All right. Hey, welcome to the first edition of the KingSmith podcast with your host, Nathan Smith, and...
Zach King.
Yeah. So, a little bit about us. We're just going to go straight into it. A little bit about us. We are two individuals living in Kansas City, Missouri. We both go to Calvary University. And
It's real fun.
Oh, it's a ton of fun, man.
Yeah.
And we are also doing youth ministry at Sherwood Bible Church.
Which is also real fun.
It is a ton of fun. And by no means is this podcast officially affiliated with the church. This is just something that Zach and I came up with.
It's also not officially affiliated with Calvary University either.
It is officially Nathan and Zach, all right?
Yeah.
So, a little bit more. Me, Nathan Smith, personally, I'm from a little middle of the nowhere town in northeastern Iowa. I moved down to Kansas City for school. I graduated in May, and I still live on campus, and I work part-time security there. But I started last summer. I candidated and was prayerfully selected and voted on by the church to become a youth minister. So I'm doing a bivocational kind of thing. So that's a little bit about me. I'm 23 years old and single, ladies. So speaking of single, Zach.
Oh, a little bit about me.
Yeah.
I'm Zach. I am 26 years old. I will hopefully be graduating this May with my degree. But who knows, as the Lord leads.
Yep.
What else? I'm from right here in Kansas City. I mean, I've lived all over the map of the suburbs.
Pretty much.
I chose Calvary because it was close to home and I could still visit my mommy.
Fair enough. Okay. So, a little bit now about the podcast. So, Zach noticed something a few months ago. There's a lot of sports podcasts, and there's a lot of Christian podcasts. There's not a lot in the middle.
So we're going to take one and mash it together like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And we're going to make it tasty, and you're going to like it. Okay, I know. Zach just eye-rolled at me.
Nathan, stop. By the way, I will do that whenever Nathan says something stupid.
Exactly. You'll be doing that about every 5 minutes here.
That should be fun.
Exactly. I wish we had a camera on ourselves. That's going to be our next project.
Next project. Hell yeah. Hopefully.
Yep. Okay. So, speaking of sports, a thingy thing kind of happened last week. I guess technically 2 weeks ago now.
Oh, yeah. It happened. Week and a half.
Week and a half? Who's counting?
Nathan, what was that thingy thing?
That thingy thing? Well, I think it had something to do with bowls.
Bowls?
Yeah, they happen to be super, I think.
Super Bowls?
Super Bowls. Oh, that sounds familiar. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we watched the Super Bowl. We watched it with the church and everything. It was a good time.
Of course, most of the church is Kansas City fans, including myself.
Exactly. Yes, our church is located in northern Kansas City, just so you know. Don't mind me while I take a drink from my Pure Life water. Not sponsored in any way at all. We're actually not. I didn't mean for that to sound facetious. We're not.
But, you know.
Hey, I mean, if anyone wants to sponsor us, I mean, we're just doing this on our own time because we're stupid.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, the game like we were talking about was between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh!
Guess who won, Nathan?
Oh, who won?
It was the Chiefs by 3.
The Chiefs won by 3. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good.
I feel pretty good about that, too.
You know, There's been a lot of questions this season about the officiating, Nathan.
Oh no. The sky is blue.
The sky is blue. What do you mean by that?
Every year. Oh, my team didn't make it to the playoffs. They didn't get to the Super Bowl. They didn't make it to the NFC, AFC, whatever championship like it means anything. I'm sorry, it doesn't mean anything. Right. Unless you win the Super Bowl.
Which the Chiefs did. So
they did, so it means something.
It means a lot of things.
No, I shouldn't say that the championship games don't mean nothing. They do. But second place is the first loser. So...
Yep. Congrats, Philly.
Oof. Well, you didn't have to rub salt in the wound. Oh.
No, I love Philly. Shout out to Jason Kelsey, center of the the Eagles.
For having a brother who played for the Chiefs.
Named Travis. It's almost like he played better or something, but that's just my opinion.
No, that's not true. They both played very well, actually.
They both did actually play very well.
I was actually pretty impressed with Jason after the game.
Yeah. So shout out to Jason and Travis Kelsey being a pair of awesome brothers.
Also, shout out to their mom.
I know, right?
Shout out to the parents, man.
I've heard stories that their mom travels like all over the place to be at both their games.
Yeah, dude.
Last year, I think it was, she watched at one of their games. I think it was Jason's first.
Yeah.
Got done with Jason's game, went down, congratulated him, hopped on a plane out here to Kansas City, watched Travis play.
That's pretty insane.
Their mom is a champion.
Yeah, their mom is, dude. Think about it, dude. Their parents are stacked for life.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for real. You've got. Well, I think right now are they the number one podcast?
Yeah.
The number one sport podcast, or are they top 4?
Shout out to New Heights.
Let me look it up. New Heights. See, here's the thing. We use the Google machine a lot.
Because we kind of stupid.
Yeah, we need reminders of things every once in a while. New Heights podcast. Actually, I'll just type in top rated sports podcasts.
Well.
Wow, there is a bunch of them. New Heights is number 1 according to toppodcast.com. New Heights, and then Part of My Take, and then I don't know the rest of these.
So shout out to New Heights, the show put out by Travis and Jason Kelsey. I say Travis first because he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Sorry, Jason.
Hey, Jason's a Super Bowl champ too, though. Just remember that.
Jason is a Super Bowl champ.
He went with Nick Foles.
Go to Nick Foles.
I like Nick Foles. I miss him. Nick Foles is one of the only quarterbacks that has a winning streak against Tom Brady.
Did you know the Chiefs are the only team that has a winning record against Tom Brady?
Hold up. No.
Yes.
Are they the only one?
Yes. You can.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yep.
And he ain't playing anymore, so y'all lost your chance. Oh man.
Oh man.
We're shooting from the hip today, guys.
We are. But Nathan.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about some people? This is after saying that the NFL is rigged after the AFC Championship game.
Oh.
And some of them continuing to say it after the Super Bowl.
Oh. Well, being as you guys have probably well figured out right now that we're Christians, okay? We believe in our Lord Jesus Christ. He's our Savior. We believe in salvation through faith alone, through Christ alone, because of Christ alone.
Not lest any man should boast.
Exactly.
Although I've done a little bit of boasting here tonight. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, the only thing that we have to boast in is Christ, right?
Hallelujah.
But Christ ordained the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, so we can boast in that. Don't quote me on that.
Please don't. That might be a little bit heretical.
What? You mean I don't speak pure truth?
Ladies and gentlemen, I just took off my glasses, which I am required to wear because I can't see, and stared at this man with maximum prejudice.
I wish we had this on video. That is our next week's project.
For all of you, because I know those listening did the same thing.
Yep. So what was your question?
So, how do you feel about people calling the NFL rigged or scripted after this last offseason? Or postseason, I should say.
Rigged or scripted? I would say, let's look at the identification and the certification of the NFL. Yes, it's a sports company. It's also an entertainment company.
Right.
So, legally speaking, they can script all they want. It's entertainment. Okay? You're not going to tell me that there hasn't been at least one game. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I had a bit of a cough there.
Sorry. You're not telling me there hasn't been at least one game that hasn't been slightly modified, or at least stretched to go a certain direction. That being said, I don't think it's to the point or degree of every single game is scripted. I don't think it's... Yeah, I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I think it's pretty fair. Refs, you know... I'm going to be honest. If I were a ref, my favorite team is the Packers. And it was Packers versus some other whatever team. In the AFC
Lions.
that might wear red. I don't know. If it was the Packers against somebody and I were a ref, I'd be tempted to pull their direction.
A little bit.
Maybe a little bit on the controversial stuff.
Yeah.
Call me biased.
Well, okay, you're admitting you're biased, though. Now,
This is true.
Now, if I were... Here's my opinion for all the well-learned people out there.
Not us.
Not us. Exactly. Here's my opinion. Are there games that like before the season, Roger Goodell meets with the head referee and says, "Hey, these 5."
Okay. Careful with the name drops.
Okay, never mind. That there might be a meeting. We might have to edit that one out.
Nah, it's all good.
Let's just say there might be a meeting somewhere in the NFL offices that, hey, someone might say, hey, this game's going this way, that game's going that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there might be a game or two like that where someone calls and says, hey, this game's going in the favor of this team. Right. But I don't think overall that's what's happening. I don't think that the script writer, there's some anonymous script writer.
This ain't WWE.
Right.
Of course, they're shameless about it, but you know.
Yeah.
So, Zach, you brought up an interesting passage to look from.
Really?
Right before we went live here. Or by live, I mean by recording in our office.
This office is kind of cool, though.
It is kind of cool. It's got a piñata in it. We're at our youth office.
We got a globe.
We do have a globe. We have a couple computers, and an iPad, and a bunch of Bibles. Lots of Bibles, actually.
Lots of Bibles.
Let's see, 1 on the table. I got 2 on the shelf, 3 on the shelf. I've got 1 on my iPad.
I've got 1 on my phone.
I got 1 on my phone. So
you got 1 on your computer.
I got 2 on 2 computers.
Excuse me.
Let's just say we're surrounded with the Word, okay?
Yeah.
But I digress. There was a point that you made regarding the reactions of some fans on both sides.
Right.
What passage might this be?
All right. If you are listening to this podcast, please turn to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26.
In what translation?
The CSB.
Ow!
The Christian Standard Bible.
No!
I almost said the Central Standard Bible, but that's a different thing. No, you can turn it. You can grab whatever translation you want.
I'm in the NASB.
Yeah. But my translation says, be angry and do not sin. Don't let the sun go down on your anger.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you telling me there's a thing as righteous anger?
Yes, there is.
What?
Consider this. Remember that one passage when Jesus went into the temple and saw all the moneylenders set up, all these guys set up with their pigeons and their doves and their goats, selling them for sacrifices?
I remember.
What did Jesus do?
He started flipping tables.
Right. And he flipped tables
Righteously.
righteously. And that's not the only time.
This is true.
Another time, Jesus went in there and saw all these people set back up. After he flipped them over the first time,
This is true.
he went back and he saw all these people set back up, selling their doves and other sacrificial animals.
They didn't get the message the first time.
Changing money.
Oh
What'd
my
he
gosh.
do? He walked out the temple calmly. He found some cords. And what'd he do?
What'd he do?
He started making a whip.
Yep, he whipped it all out.
Then he went back in. And guess what he did?
Oh, he went after him.
He flipped tables and started whipping people, saying, you don't guys didn't get this message the first time?
Oh, yeah?
Now I have to whip you.
Not gonna lie, I forgot he went in the second time.
Yep.
Everyone forgets that part of the passage.
Yep. So when people ask what would Jesus do, remind them that flipping tables and whipping people is an option.
Absolutely. But hey, what does Psalm chapter 4 say?
Psalm chapter 4.
Psalm 4 verse 4. You know what? I'll start reading that from the beginning in verse 1 because context. So,
This is a Psalm of David, by the way.
this is a Psalm of David. So you better listen. This is for the choir director on stringed instruments.
A Psalm of David.
It is a Psalm of David. Answer me when I call. This is Psalms 4:1. Answer me when I call, O God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O sons of men, how long will my honor become a reproach? How long will you love what is worthless and aim at deception? Selah. Selah meaning either the end of a verse, like in a song, or maybe like a breath or a pause, pregnant pause. Verse 3. But know that the Lord has set apart the godly man for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. So David identified himself in this passage. Okay, he's a godly man.
The Bible, I think the Bible called him a man after God's own heart.
Yes, it does, multiple times.
Yep.
And now we get to the meat. Verse 4. Tremble and do not sin. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. So you're telling me that you can be angry and not sin? I wonder who Paul was quoting here. Because Ephesians 4:26 is a quote.
Right. Back to Ephesians. It's the problem.
Also, he's quoting Zechariah 8:16 in the verse before that. It says, therefore, this is Ephesians 4:25. Therefore, laying aside falsehood, speak truth, each one of you with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. But then he goes straight into a quote from David.
Be angry and do not sin.
What does verse 27 say, Zach?
Verse 27. Let's see, where does it start? And don't give the devil an opportunity.
Yeah, an opportunity for sin.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like the same person is writing this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, listen.
You got 3 authors in here, verse after verse after verse.
We got
Zechariah, David, and Paul, and he's quoting all of them.
Yeah, and Paul had one of the most radical and sudden conversions. He's converted so hard Saul became Paul. He got Paulified.
He became Paulified. What do you call that, Zach? You have a term for this.
It's the Paulification process.
So, because this is a sports podcast, you're telling me that when our favorite team doesn't win the game,
You're allowed to be angry, but do not say it.
you can be angry. You can be upset. You should be upset. And if your team that's supposed to be representing you, by the way, that is why people get so obsessed with sports teams. The team that represents you or your region, at the very least, if they lose, that does kind of make your region look bad, doesn't it?
Right. So if the Packers lose because their defense looks like Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Although I can't disagree.
Yeah.
I will say our special teams was pretty legit, though.
Our special teams is pretty legit.
This is true.
Anyway, so.
Be angry and do not sin. What else? What other context might that be? Especially after the Super Bowl game.
Interesting.
Got rioters. We got people mobbing the streets.
Right.
And this is for both teams, okay?
Right.
You know, most of the time, you know, the team that wins, it's probably not going to be that big a deal, at least in Kansas City and in the Midwest.
Well, if you have been at the Super Bowl parade.
Hey, that Super Bowl parade was fire, dude. That was so much fun.
It was pretty much fun.
We both went and
enjoyed ourselves.
Oh, we had way too much fun messing with drunk people.
Now,
I wouldn't recommend that.
Don't get drunk.
Don't
Please.
do it.
It's not worth it.
Don't do it. It's not worth it. Bible commands against it. Don't do it.
Right.
It's irresponsible.
But anyway, you got people in the losing city rioting, you know, destroying property.
Mm-hmm.
You know, day after on social media saying, that game was rigged. No.
Wait a minute. If that was the day after, but Ephesians 4:26 says, do not let the sun go down on your anger.
In Psalm 4:4 it says, be in your bed and be silent.
Meditate. We can't really do that if you're mad.
Right. All we're saying is, you know, it's all right to be upset. It's all right to be angry. Take a minute. Cool your jets.
Relax.
Understand that this is just a game, guys. I get it. It's
your team.
It's your team. The first time the Chiefs won the Super Bowl 54. I've been waiting for the Chiefs to win a Super Bowl for 50 years, and I'm only 26. I was pretty excited.
As you should have been, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Next year when the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, I didn't get upset.
Somebody else did.
Somebody else did, but, you know.
And he flipped the table.
That's
okay.
That's okay, because Jesus did it too.
Anyone who knows us knows exactly what we're referring to.
And the person who did that knows exactly what we're referring to. Anyway.
That was a fun night.
It was a fun night. Anyway. But yeah, I didn't go crazy. I didn't say, oh, that game was rigged. Because what?
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was a good game.
Our Mahomes was injured. Our offensive line looked like Swiss cheese, for lack of a better analogy.
You mean teams can have an off game, even in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And that's rigged how?
It's not.
It's not.
No, I get it. The refs make bad calls.
You're telling me That no touchdown call
Right.
in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Brother had 2 feet planted.
Right.
I'm not angry about that, by the way. We still won.
We still won, but it should have been a 10-point lead.
It could have been a 10-point.
It could have been a 10-point lead.
Well, actually, they wouldn't have even needed it at that point because it would have been. Because there was another touchdown on the Eagles side after that, wasn't it?
Right.
No, it would have been. We would have won by 7.
We would have won by 7, yeah.
They probably would have just taken the knee.
Oh, who knows? But anyway, just because, and here's the thing, guys. In the AFC Championship game and in the Super Bowl, there were 2 calls at the end of the games that people got upset about.
Mm-hmm.
The
holding.
The holding at the end of the Super Bowl and the late hit. The personal foul at the end of the
those
championship.
were both legit calls.
Those were both legit calls.
They were both legit. I don't see how you can get mad about that.
You can't. And if you come to me saying, hey, it was a ticky-tack call, I don't like it at the end of the game, it didn't. The Eagles had a chance.
They did, but not that much.
Not that much. Heck, not making that first fumble could have turned the game. The Chiefs could have had to score a touchdown on the last drive.
Yeah. Oh, Here's the thing: the Eagles had every chance to win, and they came out and they said, "No, we lost the game." That holding was definitely a holding call. That was legit. Most people agree with that call. The only call that's contested was the one that was against the Chiefs about the touchdown, and even then, the only thing that was negative about that was Nick Bosa, is that his name?
Nick Bolton.
Nick Bolton. Nick Bosa is a different guy.
Nick Bosa is on the Chargers.
Yeah. He was crazy good too, though.
Both Bosa brothers were crazy good.
But Nick Bolton, he's the only one who got short-sighted on the deal. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, be angry, do not sin. Now, the context more of this passage is more referring to when a brother wrongs you. You don't want to lie. You got to put away bad things, sin, and that kind of thing, especially if you're saved, because we're representatives of Christ.
Right. And if you're sitting down here complaining about a call in a football game,
and that's all you do.
Hey,
how's that being a good representative of Christ?
Right. Because you're just sitting there doing what all the other fans who lost are doing.
Yep. And you're just being bitter about it.
Right.
You can't do that. In fact, Ephesians 4:31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you along with all malice. What does the next verse say? Be kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God in Christ has also forgiven you.
Right. So.
So that means Chiefs fans can be
happy,
gracious
and compassionate
Eagles fans.
To Eagles fans. In all honesty, the Eagles played a good game.
It really was a good game.
My heart I about near had a heart attack on 3 separate occasions. Nathan can verify that.
Yeah, it was a good game. And honestly, at halftime, I wasn't convinced that the Chiefs were going to make it out.
Right.
Especially with Pat Mahomes going down.
But Pat Mahomes came out with a vengeance. And
yeah, he did.
For some
he flipped the tables and then he won.
Yeah, for some odd reason, whenever Pat Mahomes gets down 10 points, he's just like, now I'm going to try.
Well, it's because if he tried throughout the entire game, then he'd win by 40.
Fair enough. Especially with that Hall of Fame tight end.
Travis Kelce.
But anyway. So Eagles fans, take heart. You guys played a good game. And if you get a lot of guys back and you get some more talent in there, you get another, receiver or running back in there.
Yep.
You'll be back here. Jalen played amazing. He's a good quarterback.
Oh, yeah. He's a real good quarterback.
he'll be back here.
He'll be back. He'll get back to the bowl.
He'll get back to the bowl. Guys like Joe Burrow for the Bengals.
He'll get there.
He'll get there.
He'll get there.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. That's the next one I was thinking about. Josh Allen will get up there too.
He'll get there. Now, again, don't flay me, Bills fans, but Josh Allen, I think, is a little bit further off than Burrow or Mahomes.
Give him a couple more years.
Give him a couple more years to
He's
figure
got
out.
an incredible arm, man.
He has.
He has got a cannonball arm.
Yep. Josh Allen will get there. Justin Herbert, for you hopeless Chargers fans, he'll get there.
Hopeless Chargers fans.
For like the 5 of you that are... Seriously,
You're not
whenever
wrong.
whenever the Chargers have a home game, it looks like there's no Chargers fans there.
Yeah, it's because they're not excited about nothing.
Anyway.
That's all right. They'll change at some point.
Yeah, that'll change. There are other quarterbacks we're not mentioning that'll get there eventually.
Aaron Rodgers! Stay with the Packers.
Probably not
Unless
gonna
you want to get traded for Derek Carr, I'd take that too. But
I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Carr got there.
I would. See, here's the thing. Derek Carr is a good quarterback too, though. He's kind of a monster.
Yeah, we saw that. He wasn't bad this year when he got Devontae.
He lit it up.
He did.
I think it's showing that it was the way that the Raiders were being managed.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
What else? I don't know.
Oh, it's the end of the football season, man.
It's over.
You angry about it, there being no more football?
I would be, except the USFL is getting started.
The XFL has already gotten started.
Did it?
I thought I saw something.
Wait a minute. Did it? Hold up. Is the XFL actually going? I know. Okay, they got an ESPN trailer. Are they going? Wait. Who are the teams? They got the Vipers, the Battlehawks, the Sea Dragons, the Traumas, I think, the Guardians, the Roughnecks, the Defenders, and the Renegades. That's honestly kind of epic.
Yep.
Wait, let me click on their schedule here. Sorry, this is the thing. We always look stuff up. Dude, the 18th.
Yep.
I didn't realize that. Oh my goodness.
The XFL has officially started, y'all.
Holy smokes. Wait, who won?
Let's see here.
The Vegas Vipers. Here, let me click on standings. Here we go. So the Battlehawks and Defenders won. Mm-hmm. The Dragons, the Sea Dragons, sorry, and the Vipers lost 0-1. XFL South. Oh, that's kind of cool. They're doing XFL North and South.
Right. Because they don't have that many teams yet.
That's okay. The NFL was really small when they started.
Yeah.
So the Renegades are 1-0. The Roughnecks are 1-0. The Guardians and the Brahmas, sorry, not the Dramas. The Brahmas are 0-1 each. Cool, man.
Yeah.
How do you watch it? Can you find it on the... Is it on the mobile app?
The ESPN mobile app?
Ooh, they got tickets and stuff, too. Single game ticket. Where does that? The XFL Game Center.
Ooh.
What's that? See, I'm actually interested in this.
Yeah, right. Because here's the thing, podcasters. I know we got kind of off on a little bunny trail here.
I'm okay with that.
Here's the thing, podcast listeners. The XFL and to a certain extent the USFL are going to be chock full of players that have either played in the NFL or didn't get a chance to play in the NFL.
Exactly.
One of my favorite stories is the story of Kurt Warner.
Oh, man.
Dude,
why not Kurt?
Dude was working at a Hy-Vee, not somewhere in the Midwest. He was there, sitting there stocking shows.
Yep.
Guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, be a part of my arena football team." Guess what? Kurt said yes. Eventually, he got to the NFL with the Rams and won a Super Bowl with them.
Yep.
Then he went to the Cardinals and got to a Super Bowl with them. So, heck, there were probably NFL scouts at these games looking at these players saying, "Hey, this player deserves another shot, or this player deserves a shot." You know?
Exactly. So I just looked at the schedule for the XFL and where you can do everything here, where you can find it, where you can watch it, and it's on ESPN Plus. Also, it looks like most games are on FX. So, but yeah, if you want to for sure have it, ESPN Plus.
Yep. So for those of you who have ESPN Plus, way to go.
How many weeks is it? They've got... Okay, so there's 10 weeks, because it's the Summer League. They got 10 weeks, and then they have semifinals and championship game. And the championship game is going to be at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas.
Ooh.
That's actually pretty cool.
So y'all, if you can, watch the XFL, pay attention to the XFL.
So, Zach, let me ask. You click on teams there in the XFL. What team would you most likely cheer for? You got the Arlington Renegades. You got the DC Defenders. You got the Houston Roughnecks. You got the Orlando Guardians. You got the San Antonio Brahmas. You got the Seattle Sea Dragons. Seattle Sea Dragon. I see what you did there. And the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Vegas Vipers. I think I'm a Battlehawk fan.
I think I'm a Battlehawk fan as well.
Because, you know, we live in good old KC. Just across the state, we got St. Louis. I think I got to be excited for them, man.
Yep.
That's dope.
That is dope.
See, we say things sometimes like dope and legitness and whatever else.
Just pops into our heads.
Exactly. We're complete public schoolers, okay? Yes, I was public schooled. I know a lot of people say that they're surprised when I say that.
And I was private schooled. Hey. People aren't surprised.
Some of that makes sense.
People aren't surprised when I say that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When does the AFL start?
The AFL?
Yeah.
I think the AFL is dead. Y'all just bear with us. Sometimes this happens where we both get off.
Wait a minute.
Both of us are like dogs.
I'm stupid. Not the AFL. There's the USFL. That's
The
what I was thinking
USFL,
of.
yeah.
I said AFL and I realized what I just said. See, the AFL kind of got...
Nuked.
Well, that was the Australian Football League, so...
Yeah. Anyway. Y'all,
USFL. They already had their draft. What's their schedule? I don't even know anything about these guys.
y'all bear with us. We kind of get sidetracked real
Holy
easily.
smokes, these are really the Summer League. They start in April.
Right. So the XFL is this spring league. The AFL... No. Dang it, now you got me saying it.
Yeah, I know.
The USFL is the summer league, and the NFL would be the fall winter league.
The USFL has... I think you said AFL again. The USFL has 8 teams, so they got the Birmingham Stallions, the Houston Gamblers, the Memphis Showboats, the Michigan Panthers. Michigan needs an actual football team. The New Jersey Generals, the New Orleans Breakers, whatever that means. You got the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Philadelphia Stars.
This could be interesting. I don't think I have a particular team I'm excited for that one.
I mean, I would kind of like to see the Panthers do well just because the Lions don't count for nothing. Michigan Panthers, my goodness.
Hey, you want to know what I think?
The Houston Gamblers is a play on the Houston Oilers.
Yep. You want to know what I think, though?
Yeah?
There should be a special game held just before the NFL season starts between the champions of the XFL and the champions of the USFL. The winner of that gets to play the worst team in the NFL. So whoever gets to win...
Okay, that kind of... But that's a little backhanded, though, on the NFL side.
Would be good for business, though. If you think about it.
You know, I don't know if I would say the worst team. I would say maybe... not even preseason. Maybe like the Pro Bowl or something like that.
There you go.
Like give the teams that were like runner up to the playoffs
Right.
another game to play against the USFL and the XFL and everything.
Right.
Even though the XFL is a lot more scripted based.
Uh-huh.
So in essence, that one would definitely be a little different, but good entertainment.
Right.
But the USFL, I think, is a legit. Well, they're all legit, but I think they're an actual, like the NFL, kind of like a league type of situation.
All right. Well,
Are we getting close to time? I saw you looking at your watch, buddy.
I think we're getting close to time. Any final thoughts, Nathan?
Be imitators of God. Ephesians 5:1. Walk in love. That's all I got.
Right. And I would like to remind you guys of Ephesians 4:26. Be angry and do not sin.
Exactly.
Do not let the sun set upon your wrath. Be upset that your team lost. Be upset that the Lions kept you out of the playoffs.
You didn't have to bring that up.
Oh, you know. Gotta convert you somehow.
Oh, it's the pack.
Be upset that your team lost, didn't make the playoffs, didn't make the next round, didn't make the Super Bowl.
You know what? We got a good draft pick out of it.
You got a good draft pick out of it. Whatever your team's final game was, if you lost, be upset about it. But take a breather.
You'll live.
You'll live. It's
You'll be
just
okay.
a game.
It's all right.
And move on to next season, which hopefully
Amen.
will be better. Unless you're, the Browns, then,
Yeah, then you might want a new team.
Yeah.
Same with the Lions.
Eh,
We're speaking the truth with love.
with love.
They'll get better. Teams always do.
Yeah, they'll get better.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning in on the first edition of the KingSmith podcast that we totally didn't re-record because we forgot to upload the actual first one, but
Well, we'll see. All right.
All right, fam. We're calling it. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.